Hello and welcome back to NoBS. Today we return to talking about the presidential election and specifically the debate that happened a few days ago. We're talking about the debate again because there's another subject and thing that came up that I want to discuss more extensively. We've briefly brushed over it, but today I want to talk more about this Hunter Biden laptop scandal. We of course have all heard about Joe Biden's son being corrupted and being used by his dad. Joe Biden himself is getting his son jobs, and then Biden gets a kickback in money from that. He's getting them these high-paid jobs and donations from other countries. Places like Ukraine, Russia, China have all give money to the Biden family. It's all in their emails. This laptop got leaked. It was a Hunter Biden laptop, and it's been verified. It's been supported by other reporters, other people that were in the emails. All of this has been backed up and doubled and triple checked. The DNI, FBI, and the Department of Justice, all these groups have verified this, and they've also rejected the claim that Joe Biden has made to try and defend himself. This is the most absurd part, the most crazy thing that happened at the debate, in my opinion, was Joe Biden saying that this laptop is Russian misinformation. He's blaming Russia. He's going full-blown Hillary Clinton 2016, blaming everything on Russia, Russia's fault. This is what they tried to use against Trump. They tried to impeach him because of Russia nonsense that was never proven. And another thing worth bringing up, now that we talk about impeachment, the whole reason they got Trump impeached was because of a phone call where Trump asked about whether or not the Bidens were corrupted. This is a totally benign and silly thing to impeach him for, but that's where it happened. And then now we're 6 months later or so, and it turns out the Bidens were corrupted. There was this laptop. The FBI had it for over a year. It was finally leaked by Rudy Giuliani in the New York Post story. This resulted in the New York Post getting censored. Their links weren't allowed to be shared. Facebook and Twitter teamed up and tried to silence the story. It really scared Democrats. You could tell this is a sore spot for them. This is going to be their Achilles heel going through the election. People know it's true. The more they try to hide it, the more true it looks. They're not actually addressing it or denying anything or explaining anything. They're just coming up with the ridiculous claims that it's Russia. And Russia is not involved. There's no proof of that. There's no verifiable instance where they could say it's tied to Russia in this way. The only reason we could say it's tied to Russia that I know of is that there was a rich person in Russia who gave like $3 million to Hunter Biden. Part of that ends up going back to Joe Biden. As per the emails, he gets a kickback. He's the big guy. The big man gets a kickback from all these deals, and it just goes on and on. It's really, really corrupt. It also has Hunter Biden doing other bad things like doing drugs, taking pictures of himself smoking, possibly some other very inappropriate pictures on there. That's being investigated too. So it's a big mess, and it looks really bad for Biden. He handled the response to it at the debate super bad. He blamed it on Russia, and that's why we're going to get more into it now. This article has more details. It says, Biden campaign mocked for claim Trump is amplifying Russian misinformation if he attacks Hunter at debate. DNI, FBI, and DOJ have specifically rejected this claim. One critic reacted. So it's a totally unjustified claim. It's trying to stoke the fears of the Cold War in the past, and they're just trying to use Russia as this boogeyman. It has nothing to do with it. It's pretty hilarious, actually. So let's read on and see what the story says. The Biden campaign was panned Thursday for preemptively accusing President Trump of amplifying Russian information ahead of the second and final presidential debate. The controversy surrounding Hunter Biden's foreign business deals has escalated in recent days, but took a dramatic turn on Thursday after former Hunter Biden business partner Tony Bobulinski came forward to authenticate messages detailing an arrangement involving a Chinese energy company and members of the Biden family, including a 10% cut for the big guy, who Bobulinski confirmed was the former VP. Bobulinski is set to attend Thursday night's debate as a special guest of President Trump. So this is the big Bobulinski reveal. I think that's how you say that name. It's a pretty cool name, by the way. So we'll just call him Bob for now. And Bob here, he's confirming the connection between China and Biden, talking about the 10% that goes to the big guy who's former VP Joe Biden. And it's just a real bad confirmation. And this isn't the first one. We've seen other people confirm emails that they received that were in the Hunter emails. He talked to a lot of people in the press and other people in his dealings, and people are confirming this stuff left and right. The media is trying to hide the story. They're acting like it's not happening. Biden's only response that he can get out is a bogus, oh, it's blame it on Russia response, when really he should be justifying this more. But I think that's all he can do. There's no way to come back from this. You can't really explain this away. There's no way to say, hey, this is all okay. That's why he just has to blame Russia, and he acts like it's lies and made up. He just says that, but there's no proof or justification or explanation, and it just comes off really weak, and he looks guilty. Biden Deputy Campaign Manager Kate Bedingfield offered a taste of what to expect from the Democrat nominee's response if Trump goes after his family. If we see tonight from Donald Trump these attacks on Vice President Biden's family, I think we need to be very, very clear. What he's doing is amplifying Russian misinformation, Bedingfield said. That ploy didn't pass the smell test among critics. Crazy. DNI, FBI, and DOJ have specifically rejected this claim. Conservative writer A.G. Hamilton reacted, there is no evidence to support it. Biden camp should be widely condemned for spreading conspiracy theories without evidence. This has all the classic earmarks of a Russiagate disinformation operation, blue anon. Aggressive journalist Aaron Mate quipped, we've now come full circle in the Russiagate propaganda media campaign. Joe Biden borrowing Trump's fake news reflex with the side of Russian disinformation with zero evidence of such. Status Quo co-founder Jordan Chariton similarly said. So we have more quotes that we'll get to, but essentially the critics and people are not buying this. It's just a totally made up excuse. It has nothing to do with anything. This thing has been corroborated by multiple people. The laptop is in the hands of reporters. They literally have a Hunter Biden computer with the information on it. The OWN reporters, that network has a copy of it or whatever version of it they may have. They're offering people a chance to look at it. I've seen Jack Posobiec offering people to come check it out. It's a real thing. This is really happening. It might get memory hold because they don't want to hear about it. They don't want to admit all this bad stuff is going on, but the Bidens got rich. Joe Biden has been in politics for almost 50 years, and he went from a normal guy to this super rich guy. He has lots of money because of his politics. They're not paying him millions of dollars to sit in the Senate or be a vice president. They have a certain fixed salary. It's very, very reasonable. It's actually a lot of money. They can make over $100,000, sometimes more, but that's not millions of dollars. That's not where they're at now. These guys own mega mansions. They have jets and helicopters and places and offices in other countries in the world. So in no way could have funded this operation from just a government paycheck. That's not what's going on here. They got rich in politics. Radcliffe, the intelligence community doesn't believe that because there's no intel that supports that. Senior intel official, the IC and DOJ are in lockstep on this. There's absolutely zero evidence or intel that the laptop or the info contained therein is a Russian op. Washington Examiner reporter Jerry Dunleavy quoted top intelligence officials. Speaking of Russian interference, recall that it was the wife of Moscow's mayor who secretly wired $3.5 million to Hunter Biden right before Russia invaded Ukraine. The Federalist co-founder Sean Davis pointed out. Biden campaign blames Russia for Hunter Biden selling access, making millions of dollars and giving Joe kickbacks, former acting DNI Rick Grenell said. So these are some of the tweets that we just quoted, that we just read over, and it shows that there's overwhelming evidence that the Biden stuff is true. We have the laptop, we have the corroboration, we have people confirming the details, we have the 3.5 million from Russia. I mean, if Russia is supposed to be helping Trump, why would they be giving Biden's millions of dollars? Why is Russia always the go-to boogeyman for them? I mean, there's no reason that Russia would want to support Trump over Biden. It really looks like they're supporting Biden. They're giving them millions of dollars, and then they're flipping around and acting like Trump is in bed with them. It's insane. And there's no connection between Trump. Trump has no connections with Russia other than diplomatic ones and normal benign ones. There's no creepy money transfers. There's no email leaks. They tried to investigate Trump for 4 years on that, and it turned into nothing. The Mueller report was bogus, and it was just a witch hunt. The Trump campaign's war room also slammed Bedingfield's statement, tweeting, the Biden campaign is so scared of this verified evidence that it is fabricating wild conspiracies about, you guessed it, Russia. That's right. This is what's really going on. They're trying to come up with an excuse. They're trying to get that boogeyman out there again. They still think Russia will work. That's the thing that's insane to me, is they're still using this old tired reasoning that people debunked many times. It didn't affect Trump. Nothing that happened had anything to do with Russia. Even the impeachment was about him making a call asking if the Bidens were corrupt. Turns out that's true. That's why Trump got impeached. But Trump's actually going to face more punishment and more worries because he asked about the Bidens' corruption than the Bidens will actually face for being corrupt. They're getting rich. They're doing illegal things. Hunter's been caught doing illegal drugs on photos. He has videos on his laptop, probably other illegal things too that are being investigated, including some pictures that are very inappropriate and illegal to have on his laptop. So this is a bad sign for the Bidens. This makes them look even worse. The blaming of the Russia stuff is totally ridiculous. And I think this is going to be the turning point in the election. I think the second debate, the final debate, show that Trump is more poised. He's more presidential. He has his stuff together, and he really knows what he's talking about. He can hold himself in a debate. He can defend his points and attack attack the other person. Biden can't handle it. In fact, many suspected Biden was getting fed lines. He checked his watch a lot, which was an Apple Watch where you can read notes and text on it. So he was likely being sent notes on his watch. And even I saw a video evidence of someone seeing an iPad was caught on Biden's podium. He could have just had a big teleprompter screen right on the podium and we didn't even know it. I noticed at the beginning, looking back, I noticed he was looking down a lot too, like he was reading the podium. I know he had notes. He had a page full of notes. And I mean, that's fine. I'm not saying they can't have anything at the podium, but I think checking your watch for text from your campaign manager or looking at a teleprompter on your iPad, I think that's a little much. I think that's a little bit almost borderline cheating, but at the same time, it didn't help him win anyway. That about wraps things up. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you comment your thoughts on everything below. Tell me what you think about Biden, Trump, the debate, the election, the laptop, and all that fun stuff. In addition, hit the like button if you enjoyed what you saw, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you on the next video.